Hello Twin Flames and welcome to your weekly energy forecast for your Twin Flame, for you. And as always, our last card is the next steps that you can take in order to speed up your harmonious Twin Flame union. So let's get started with a card for your Twin Flame to see what they're going to be thinking and feeling this week and what's going to come up for them on their Twin Flame journey. And we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So personally, I don't like the phrasing divine timing because it kind of implies that there's a specific time that you need to reach in order to have your twin flame union. And that's a limiting belief that many twin flames have. It's a very prevalent myth when that's not really true. From my experience, what I've noticed, it's not about divine timing. So it's not about, it's July, you can be with your twin flame. Now it's May, you can't. But it's more of a divine order thing. So let's say once you've healed the root of why you and your twin flame are in no contact, that's when you'll come into twin flame union. So that's, a series of steps that you need to complete. Let's say you have 10 steps until you can reach your harmonious union. But you can walk those steps, you can shuffle them, you can jog them, you can sprint them. That one depends on you. So it's not a set amount of time, but a set amount of steps that you need to complete. And only God can know those steps, how many they are and what they are, and they get revealed to you over time. So how this relates to your twin flame, maybe this is a limiting belief that they're working through. Maybe they feel like your union is going to take lifetimes to achieve, which is another one that's very common and something that they need to work through because how they view this journey really affects how it's going to unfold. I feel like your twin flame may not be making any big moves this week, but everything that's happening is happening on the inside this week. So I feel like they are aligning with divine order behind the scenes. It's important that you trust the unseen while this is happening. And I feel like your twin flame really is seeing their worthiness, seeing your worthiness, and seeing how deserving you both are of being together. Worthiness is a big one that twin flames are working on because this love can sometimes feel like a too good to be true kind of deal. And this is one important feeling and upset that your twin flame is working through this week. Seeing that you both deserve this, and actually there are no obstacles when it comes to you being together. It's just a series of steps that you need to complete. And as you do that, then your harmonious union is inevitable. So you don't need to worry about whether it's going to happen or not, because as long as you're choosing love, as long as you're healing, there's really no way why your twin flame union wouldn't happen. So like your twin flame is doing this week, relax into this knowing and trust that as you love yourself, which is all you need to do, everything else is taking care of itself behind the scenes by the divine who loves you both very, very much. Next up is your card for the week. So let's see what's going to happen with you. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So this doesn't necessarily mean that something is wrong with you or with your twin flame or, that person is your twin flame or is not your twin flame. It really depends on your circumstances and what your first thought and feeling was when you saw this card. So generally what I can say for all of you is that it's very important to check what you're aligning with. Are you making choices from fear, from attachment, from self-abandonment, from, needing to be liked and approved of by other people and validated? Because that's the mode we've all been in before this journey. That's what the world teaches you to be like. That you need to make other people your God, your source. You need to depend on them and rely on them. And especially when it comes to romantic relationships. And I don't comment on things like that very often on this channel, but like most modern dating advice is so polarizing and it's so dividing and it's so separation based. No, it's women's fault, it's men's fault, it's a mess. It's a mess. So modern dating advice or any dating advice isn't going to help you when it comes to this journey because it's a soul journey. So it's important to notice this week what choices you're making. Any patterns, thoughts, or beliefs that need to be healed, they need to be healed. The red flags could be within you, For example, if your twin flame is doing something nice for you and you're like, okay, what do they want this time? And you're feeling suspicious, that's a red flag. That's something to heal. Maybe there's a trust issue based on a previous situation, which is totally okay to have. I understand that. But yeah, this week it's very important to pay attention to what is out of alignment and make sure that you realign it in a way that fits with your goals for this journey and that will actually get you results. So for example, if you want to increase your self-confidence, but at the same time, every time you look in the mirror, you keep judging yourself for dressing this way, or why is your hair like that? Why do you do this thing with your makeup? Or, why is all those things, that's not helping very much. So that's a red flag. That's you shooting yourself in the foot. So very important to change that this week and be a bit kinder to yourself, or a lot kinder. You deserve kindness. Come on. Okay, so next up, and our last but not least card. Yeah, very important message over there if cards are jumping all over the place. So, last card. Your next steps to speed up your harmonious twin flame union. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Beautiful. So, it's important to understand that love doesn't hurt, love is safe, and a lot of people, maybe yourself included, might be thinking that romance, getting in a new relationship, is opening yourself up to be hurt in some way. When in fact, it's everything that wasn't love that hurt in the past. It wasn't your partner loving you or being kind to you or doing nice things for you that hurt you. It was them, not accepting you, them arguing with you, and refusing to make certain changes that would make you feel loved. Their refusal to heal. Again, not love, but it's something that can hurt. So that's an important distinction to make, that as long as you hold your value high and you have good boundaries and you respect yourself, opening your heart is not an invitation to be hurt, and it's actually safe. And if you're in a place where you don't know for sure if this person is your twin flame, that's even more important. Like, you're giving this relationship an opportunity in order to see, is this my person, or should I move on? And having those boundaries and that self-respect is so essential for all of us, not just for those exploring. Even if you are with your twin flame, that's essential too. So I feel like this week is one to clear any limiting beliefs around vulnerability and self-protection, because you're not the one who protects yourself. Your defense mechanisms are not what's protecting you. In fact, those are building a wall where you can't receive all the love you're meant to receive. The divine is the one who's protecting you and your heart, and sometimes you might go through situations that are very painful, but those are happening for a higher purpose and reason. They're not just, pain for pain's sake, but an opportunity to heal and an opportunity to know what it is that you desire in love. Most, if not all of us, came to the twin flame journey after we had a lot of pain in our love lives. Maybe we settled for really bad karmic relationships and we were very hurt in that area. But it was all this hurt and contrast that made us think, what, that's not what I'm going to accept in love moving on. This is what I want. I want my person. I want the one who's aligned with me. So all of those experiences served a higher purpose that was ultimately for your highest good. So this week, it's important to remember that. It's also important to remember that love is your natural state. And the more you allow yourself to give and receive love on higher levels, the more you align with your harmonious twin flame union. So this is all I had for you, my dear twin flames. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.